We know Kyrie Irving and the Celtics have some history. Kyrie requested a trade from Cleveland, was shipped to Boston in 2017, spending 2 seasons with the team, and said in October 2018 he wanted to remain with the C's for the long haul. But after getting bounced by the Bucks in the conference semis in 2019, Kyrie broke his promise, left to join the Nets as a free agent alongside Kevin Durant that summer. And Kyrie compared the Boston fans to a, quote, scorned girlfriend, and flicked off the crowd when the Nets faced Boston in the playoffs 2 years ago. We know Kyrie has a history there. Here he is on the Celtics.
You know, I had a rough time there when I was in Boston, again, just dealing with death in my family and dealing with a lot of off-court stuff that I wasn't ready to handle. So now that I'm in a great place to be able to vocalize how I'm feeling, I'm ready to go back into Boston and have fun with my teammates. I know we're going to be locked in, and we're going against a great Boston team that has earned their way to the NBA Finals.
All right, Wendy, tell me this. Do you feel like Kyrie's completely changed the narrative of his career in this playoff run?
He's in the process of doing it, absolutely. And I think let's just maybe agree as a group, which I know is impossible, to have a conversation about Kyrie over this next week as he goes into Boston. Let's agree that when he got to Boston and he was looking for his own team, and that was one of the reasons why he wanted away from Cleveland and LeBron, that he didn't handle it great and that it didn't go well. Was it all his fault? No. Was he an active participant in it? Yes. Did he treat Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum the way maybe it would have been ideal for him to treat younger players, the way he has treated Luka Doncic? He did not. Was it, again, a perfect situation? No. He had this terrible thing happen with his knee where he had an infection in there. It derailed his first season. And that all happened. I think this situation with Kyrie, it can be both things. He can both have made a lot of mistakes and mishandled the situation and have learned from it and come in as a completely different person. The duality of where he and LeBron were when he left him in Cleveland and where he is now, to me, is striking. LeBron was 33. He saw Kyrie as the heir apparent, the player he wanted to bring along with him. He said as much going into the finals in 2017. Kyrie, for various reasons, including because he thought the Cavs were thinking about trading him, didn't want that. Now, after everything he went through in Boston and Brooklyn, here is Kyrie at age 32 looking at Lucas saying, this is the guy that I want to have with me. I think it's a wonderful story that's still developing, but let's respect the entire arc. We don't need to apologize for saying that he made mistakes in the past. Those were mistakes. But we can also look at it and say, look how much he's grown and how it's special what he's doing now.
Well, Wendy, let me piggyback off of that to make sure that you're clear about where I'm coming from. Because when you mention the word apology and it comes to Kyrie Irving, clearly a lot of people are talking about me. And they're right to do so. And the reason why they're right to do so is not because of the things that I pointed out. I'm not backtracking from that. I'm not apologizing for saying the things that I said about Kyrie. When he made the mistakes, I chronicled what he said, what mistakes that he made. I emphasized the point that I want to see him on a damn basketball court because he's a spectacular superstar and we're seeing him do everything but play basketball. And he was stealing headlines in that regard. Where my apology comes into play is that there was clearly some personal animus he and I had with one another. That's our business. I've never denied that. It's been very, very clear, me, him, his father. Okay, and all of that has been resolved, and that's water under the bridge, and that's for us to that was for us to handle, and we did that. But the fervor with which I spoke made it personalized, and as a result, that's where the apology came in. Not for the substance of what we were pointing out as basketball reporters and pundits covering this sport. So I just wanted clarification on that. Having said all of that, I do think that Kyrie has completely changed the narrative because he's on a basketball court. You got to remember, we might have pointed out some things we wish he had done better. Headlines that had nothing to do with basketball that he had found himself in the mix of. But the biggest thing for us was that these were things that were preventing him from being on the court. Suspensions and other things that may have transpired. Get your behind on the court because you're stupid, you're too gifted, you're too spectacular for us to be seeing you everywhere but on the basketball court. Well, if that was our position, now that he's been on the basketball court and performing at the elite level we all know he was capable of performing at, we can't sit here now and go like this, okay, show me more. No. He has shown it to us. He's been on the court. He's been a leader on the court. He's been performing on an elite level on the court. And the Dallas Mavericks have won because of it. And last night is a perfect example. Luka comes out there and goes ballistic on the Minnesota Timberwolves, wreaks havoc upon them in the first quarter, and then said, okay, Kyrie, it's your turn. Or Kyrie said, okay, Luka, it's my turn, and went out and did the same damn thing to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second quarter to show no matter what level you're capable of elevating yourself to as a basketball player, Kyrie Irving is capable of elevating himself to that level. All we want to talk about is his play because we're marveling at his level of production. He deserves that credit, and I'm not going to hesitate to give it to him.
So here's the thing, right? When I'm thinking back on this, what mistakes did Kyrie actually make? Right? We talk about his stint in Cleveland with LeBron James. LeBron James was never a guy that he looked up to. Kyrie Irving looked up to Kobe Bryant. Okay? Did Kyrie Irving probably get tired of his name coming up in trade rumors when he was with the Cavs when they didn't complete the mission? Hell yeah, anybody would get tired of it. Because we all know, all three of us who are sitting up here right now on national television, that when LeBron James is tired of you or he feel like he could get better, damn it, he'll trade his mama. Okay, if she was on the roster. That's just how LeBron James go. Okay, now when you move to the stint of his short stint when he was with the Boston Celtics, that didn't work out for whatever reasons. We still don't know. They didn't see eye to eye. He ended up going to another ball club. We still don't have the full story when it comes down to what really happened with the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, we know that Kyrie Irving, he fought against being vaccinated. That was his right. You know, at the end of the day, did we want him to get vaccinated to see him perform on the basketball court? Absolutely. But I tell you this much, Sean Marks wasn't no saint in this situation. And sooner or later, Kyrie Irving is going to tell his side of the story. What has the Dallas Mavericks and this organization, what have they done for Kyrie Irving to get this version of Kyrie Irving, right? What have they have done for him? What they've done is they do what all organizations supposed to do and have done for their franchise guys. They cater to them, right? They cater to them. Is it fair? No, but it's part of it. When you get paid the big bucks, you get special treatment. And now all of a sudden, along with that special treatment, you have a guy that Kyrie respects that is his head coach because he's done it at a high level. He's won at a high level. He's an all-time great, especially at the point guard position. So now all of a sudden, Kyrie Irving is bought in, and we're seeing the best version of Kyrie. So when we're talking about issuing out these apologies, I was one of them that did apologize to Kyrie because I did disrespect him in the matter of where I said some things that I feel like he could have took it personal or it was a personal shot at him, even though I didn't mean it that way. We was talking about the moment. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this about Kyrie Irving. If he goes on to win another NBA championship, we're going to have to start thinking about that list, top 75 greatest players of all time. And we also going to have to start looking in the direction of Grant Hill and wondering why in the hell he's not on the Olympic team representing our country in the Olympics this summer.
Stop right there. Stop right there for the second part. The first part, I completely, totally agree with you, top 75. Kyrie Irving is one of the greatest players that ever played the game of basketball. That second part, no, because we all know that's not about basketball. We all know that's about imagery. That's about Team USA. That's about who you want representing the red, white, and blue and stuff like that. We all know that. We know that ain't about basketball all the time. Let me tell you something right now. I don't give a damn, personally speaking. I don't give a damn about Kyrie or anybody else missing the team when you left Isaiah Thomas off of the original Dream Team in 1992. As far as I'm concerned, everything pales in comparison. Everything takes a step back to Isaiah Thomas, a two-time champion, one of the greatest point guards to have ever played the game, a former president of the Players Association. By the way, Wendy, by the way, Perks, I said this the other day. Mike Wilbon and others will confirm it. Do you know that when he was the president of the Players Association, Isaiah Thomas was one of the strongest instigators to diversifying the media covering the NBA because there weren't enough black reporters, both male and female, covering the sport? Isaiah Thomas was the person in the 80s fighting that fight. So a lot of us doing what we do today, we got him in large part to thank for it. I got that confirmed by numerous Hall of Famers. So when you leave that man off the original Dream Team, I'm not saying that you're wrong about Kyrie or anybody else. I'm saying clearly when it comes to Team USA, some things can be politicized. That robbery with Isaiah Thomas right there, everything pales in comparison to that. Everything.
I understand that, S.A., but it is an uncomfortable conversation that we need to have. Because when it comes down to being in the conversation of top 15 or top 20 best players that's representing our country, Kyrie Irving is that. He's the most skilled player in the NBA.
Sure.
He's supposed to be on that team.
Right.
There's no other way around.
Guys,
but that team is not just about basketball, is all I'm trying to say. That's it.
Here, I just want to ask you guys something else.
Yeah, there's some other things involving business and certain endorsement contracts that sometimes break the tie. I think the reason that Kyrie was especially hurt was because he came out last year and said he looked forward to being a part of the team, and he'd been a part of Team USA in the past, and so there's sometimes that equity matters. But I would just say that we're not 100% sure, Perk, what the team is going to be. Yes, they've named the 12 guys, but we have to see who's healthy and everything like that. So I would say it's not necessarily over, although I think Kyrie's defense this second half of this season gives Grant Hill and Steve Kerr something to reconsider, because I think the defense was also a part of the reason why they didn't go that direction.
And my only response to that, Wendy and Perk, is that there's nothing to consider here basketball-wise. Basketball-wise, Kyrie Irving should be on that damn team. There's nothing to question. The issue is when you're Team USA and you're playing in international competition and you're representing America, they're going to make political decisions, no matter what they tell you. I don't care what they say. They're going to make those decisions, like you pointed out, Wendy, business, corporations, your association with Team USA, the red, white, and blue, blah, blah, blah. They're bringing that up.